The globe is covered with fault lines, some unnatural, some man-made. The border with Turkey didn't protect Syrians from the earthquakes that have destroyed so many homes and lives, but it is proving to be a barrier to help.
Unfortunately, this disaster has hit a country that was already suffering the consequences of almost 12 years of conflict. So the earthquake has hit areas that are under government control and areas that are not under government control. And the areas in the north of the country that are outside of government control in particular have faced extreme challenges in aid reaching communities in need in that area due to the limited access.
You can see the problem here. These different coloured areas are controlled by different factions in the Syrian conflict. This is what aid agencies refer to as ungoverned space. Negotiating aid routes through this patchwork is delicate and difficult. These residents managed to stay in their homes in Aleppo despite being on the front line of the conflict. They've now had to evacuate because of natural disasters.
We were evacuated for safety reasons because we share a wall with the building that collapsed. So we were evacuated. And now we're staying at someone's house here in Haturji as refugees, but all is good.
Salvations for some. These sisters were pulled from the rubble of their house in Jindares, northeast of Aleppo, by local rescuers. As the hours pass, exhausted search teams are digging more with hope than expectation. In London this evening, a vigil by Syrian refugees and activists. If they have one message above all others, it is of the urgent need for rescue help and equipment.
Local rescue teams are also badly affected themselves. Their homes are destroyed, their families are injured, they're overstretched. According to the White Helmets, the leading rescue organization in northwest Syria, they can only cover 5% of all of the affected cities in northwest Syria. They need equipment, they need professional earthquake equipment such as high-pressure airbags, sniffling dogs, hydraulic winches.
One problem, according to aid workers in Syria, everything is contested. Even humanitarian aid becomes political.
It's important to remember that there was already a huge humanitarian crisis before this earthquake, and the recovery time is going to be even longer now following this earthquake. And unfortunately, the reasons why Syria is often forgotten is that the response is politicized. So efforts need to be taken by all actors to make sure that the people of Syria are not forgotten, and both the immediate needs that have occurred due to this earthquake are addressed, in addition to the existing needs that were already there following 12 years of conflict.
There is already an infrastructure of sorts to get aid into Syria. These trucks were assembled at the Bab al-Hawa border crossing before the earthquake hit. It finally got moving this morning.
Syria is definitely being forgotten in this catastrophe, and here I'm talking about the whole of Syria, not just the northwest. Turkey has a functioning state, has a government. There's accessibility for international support to reach out to reach Turkey. We feel that we've been left alone for 4 days for people, our friends, our families. They're literally buried alive, and no one is caring, and no one is giving any sort of actual support.
Whether the aid can begin to flow in sufficient quantities seems far from certain. One conclusion that can't be escaped, though, is that after 3 days in the cold under rubble, the hopes of finding anyone alive are becoming more remote.